Shalom, Barakatah, Yahweh, Ba, Hashem, Yahweh, Waha, Raka, Quadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. The Most High have given us a marvelous gift, as the book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8 speaks about that gift that is given unto us from the Most High, which is the gift of faith. And through faith, that's going to be our spiritual glue to keep us whole in the times to come, all the way up into the deliverance, Lord willing, if we are part of that number. Faith is pretty much the bridge to our salvation. All right, it mends that gap between us and salvation. All right, and we don't want to lose our faith. That's why we always want to pray for increase of faith. Also pray for an increase of endurance or patience. All right, because the scripture says in the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 13, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. So that's the penalty for losing your faith. All right, you're not going to be defended in these times. You're not going to have that spiritual glue to keep you whole. It says, woe unto him that is faint-hearted. All right, meaning you don't have a stable mind. You're not strengthening in your mind. All right, and the scripture says, woe, meaning massive death and destruction unto the faint-hearted. All right, why? Because he believed not. It stems back to a lack of faith, being a non-believer. That allows your patience to fail. All right, it says, therefore shall he not be defended, and it caused this penalty to come upon you. All right, it says, woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you? All right, it says, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his way. All right, and the fearful thing about Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, is you can't control you believing anything. It's all in the hands of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, allowing you to have his gift, all right, for you to believe the report. Or it's not in your hands for you to keep faith if you have it now. It's all in the hands of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. That's why he's a power that is greatly to be feared, all right, because as if faith was a light switch, an on and off light switch, so to speak. He can turn your light off at any time, okay? That's why he's a power that is greatly to be feared. That's why we always want to pray for an increase of faith, all right? Pray to be kept in the faith, all right? To continue in the seat of the household of David, which is the household of faith, because the scripture tells you you're not going to have a defense in that day. The scripture says in the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 12, it says, hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. All right, so that's another important reason to hold fast, okay, to pray for increase of faith if you feel your faith is getting dim, all right, because there is a reward to holding fast, which is keeping your patience. How do you keep your patience? By always believing in the report. Have a strong belief that the words of the Most High will not return unto him void. Now, you have non-believers out there, and they also shall receive a penalty, just like the ones that have lost their faith or lost their patience. Okay? Now, the scripture speaks about those that have lost their patience in the book of Luke, chapter 9 and 62. It says, and Yahushua said unto him, no man, having put his hand to the plow, meaning began to do the work, and look back, meaning stop doing the work, is fit for the kingdom of the Most High. All right. The scripture speaks about you're going to be beaten, all right, with many stripes because you knew better. The scripture says in Second Peter chapter 2 and verse 21, it says, "For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them." See that? So it is better for you not to even been in the faith, all right, or not to even known this truth than to turn your back on the plow. All right. You have a great condemnation, okay, a great punishment coming. And that punishment is going to be punishable by death. The scripture tells us in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, these scriptures, for they are faithful and true." All right. So if Yahushua said he's going to come back, all right, riding a cloud and deliver his elect, gather his elect, all right, and the scripture tells us that Yahushua is going to bring turmoil also, those words are not going to return unto the Most High void. They are faithful and true. Yahushua is faithful and true. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee," meaning the things that are conjured up in people's mind. "Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee," meaning the unbelief. So the thoughts of unbelief, all right, occurs, and then an action comes behind the thought of unbelief. And that comes in the form of scoffing, so to speak, going at the men of the Lord, all right, trying to condemn the doctrine, trying to test your faith. But you can't let those things that a non-believer conjure up and the actions that he put forth tarnish the goal that you can possibly have. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee." So don't let those things trouble you. That it says that speak against thee, speaking against what you believe in. It says, and this is the penalty, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." All right. And that's the penalty for all of the unfaithful. All right. Because they believe not. They're not going to have any defense. They're not going to have any spiritual glue. All right. They don't have that bridge to success, that bridge to salvation, which is faith. All right. It says in the book of St. John, chapter 3 and verse 18, it says, "He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High." So it's all about that glue, that spiritual glue, that faith. All right. Everybody is called in according to their faith. But a non-believer, he's going to die in his unfaithfulness. The scripture tells us in the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, and verse 12, it says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua, will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." So 2/3, the proud and those that do wickedly, all of those that have fought against the Lord's people, all right, and the elect, beginning with them, they're going to feel that plague, which is those thermonuclear missiles. That's what's going to cause their flesh to consume away while they stand upon their feet. All right, and their eyes to consume away in their holes and their tongue and their mouth. by those missiles. The scripture speaks about a day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Malachi 4 and verse 1. This is the penalty for not believing, but believing, all right, you have everlasting joy waiting upon you, all right? Because the scripture says we're going to be what? Saved by faith. We're going to be saved by our hope, okay? And we want to receive that crown. We want Yahweh to tell us, like he said in St. Matthew 25 and verse 21, it says, his Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. And now we understand what this means. All right. These are the rewards of being faithful unto the end. He that shall endure unto the end shall be saved. That's the reward. And those that do not believe, they're condemned already. They already are amongst the walking dead. They just don't know it. All right. The scripture tells us in Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23, it says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. So the scripture speaks about the Lord is not unrighteous to forget your work and labors of love. All right, Hebrews 6 and verse 10. So if the Most High is not going to forget his end of the bargain, you just got to keep your end of the bargain. It says, for he is faithful that promised. All right. So if we endure unto the end and remain faithful, we receive a crown. We receive protection in the time of Jacob's trouble. We receive spiritual powers. All of that comes with you remaining faithful. You have major perks of remaining faithful. All right. Something that you can't control at the end of the day. That should put you in fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That should put you in prayer. All right. It says, let's jump down to verse 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. See that? It says, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise. See that? We're in it to win it. We want to receive that promise. We want to have the laws, statutes, and commandments written on our emerald parts. Therefore, we will be perpetual rulers. We will never sin again against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We can't even imagine that feeling. It says, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. It says, now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back into perdition. That's the faithful. It says, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai, Waha Rakah Kwidash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, the men who taught me this truth. Also, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying.